What's going on, everybody? It's Brock. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video today, I want to share with you guys my story on how business credit changed my life, how I utilized it, and just kind of the start of it for me, because I feel like that's a big thing to talk about. And it's a pretty interesting story because it all started with me completely randomly. I did it on accident and I didn't realize the gold mine I had until later in life. So I think it's pretty interesting. We're about to hop in. So, first things first, let's talk about how business credit changed my life as a whole. The reason why I say it changed my life is because I used business credit to move to a completely new city, to learn an industry, focus on myself, learn myself, and make a business and become an entrepreneur. The way I did that, moves and steps. There's a lot more to my story that I'm not getting into necessarily right here. I have basically two hometowns in Illinois. I'm from the Midwest and I'm in Chicago a lot. I actually moved to Chicago on 0% credit, which sounds crazy. From the age of 16 to, I want to say from like 16 to around 2021, I was a hard worker. And I mean a hard, and like I still am a hard worker. But when I say a worker, I was in warehouse jobs. I was doing gig work down out in Charleston, South Carolina. I stayed down there for a little bit. I was just working a lot of jobs and I was making good money when it comes down to my age and like what I was doing, but I wasn't making good money for myself. I'm putting 50, 60 hours a week in work and I'm making this little bit of money when I can put that 50 to 60 hours of work into other things and into myself and make a lot more. Why am I going to settle for $25, $30 an hour when I can make potentially $200+ an hour, right? So that's kind of where my mindset was. I was a huge hard worker and my credit was always good because for some odd reason, I've always been fascinated about my credit since I was 18. Like nobody really taught me to have great credit, do this with your credit, but like there was just something about me in the back of my head that was like, man, I just turned 18. I want to make sure my credit's always good. My credit was always good. I'm at a point now where, I'm staying with my grandma, going through a hard time with an ex-girlfriend of mine, right? And I need a change. I'm working my ass off at a job. I'm doing all these things, but I feel stagnant. The reason why I feel stagnant is because I'm too stretched thin. I have all this knowledge, opportunities, people, but I'm stretched thin with life, work, all these different things. So I actually end up applying for some business credit cards that I found out about. I applied for the American Express Blue Business Cash Card. They approved me off the rip for $11,000 at 0% for a whole year, which was huge for me at the time. Now, if I'm going for funding, you got to give me like 35 plus or I don't even want you. That was huge. I still had other credit cards that had like $5,000 limits. Nothing too crazy, right? But it wasn't super low either. So 11,000 was a lot for me. I got the Amex Blue Business Cash Card and the Blue Vine credit card as well because that's where I opened up my business bank account originally back in the day. And they gave me a $10,000 limit as well. Now, that was not 0% interest, but it was access to some capital that I could deploy if I were to need it, right? So, in total, we have $21,000 in available credit on the business side, of course, that I was like, man, what am I going to do with this? But let's just speak in terms of the American Express card because that's the 0%. That's actually what I leveraged. I had a job, around 3 grand saved up. All my other money was going into crypto stocks at that time. Huge crypto guy, by the way. If you guys like crypto, please follow me. So essentially, we have this $11,000. I have like 3 grand saved up in my checking account. And then I also did have cash on hand. I had a little bit of money, whatever the case was, but it dimmed down really, really fast just due to things I had to buy a car, had to buy an apartment, had to do all these different things. My cash got eaten up. After I saved up, I was able to relocate to the city of Chicago. My favorite city, by the way, the best city in the United States. I love the city. So I did move to Chicago. I still have a spot out there actually over on the west side. Oddly enough, I was always gravitated to the west side of Chicago, specifically over by Humboldt Park, West Garfield Park area. Even before I moved there, I had a lot of friends and associates around that area already, but I ended up moving out there and I lived on this guy for around 4 to 5 months. And what I did was I focused on myself, my business, getting more entrepreneurial and getting more comfortable with working under pressure and without seeing results right away. At that time, I was working with a really cool mentor of mine. Her and I are still really, really good friends. And I was going after real estate deals specifically in the niche of foreclosures, helping people out of foreclosure in the area of Chicago and other places as well. But I was local to Chicago. So I had my car, and I kid you not, for a good couple months, I was literally driving probably 11 hours a day just around the Chicago metro area. I was in the city of Chicago. I was in the North Burbs. I was in the South Burbs. I was in the West Burbs. I was everywhere. And I would make out a map, like an app is called Route for Me. I would take my addresses that I had a door knock, I would put them into a route, and I would route myself. And a lot of the times it would be a big circle starting from my apartment on the west side, usually going down first and wrapping around, going up north, and then circling back home at the end of the day. It was a lot of door knocking, learning sales, learning the process, and eventually figuring out that it wasn't something I wanted to do, but it taught me a lot about business, entrepreneurship, and getting comfortable with not having money coming in at the time. I was so programmed, working two, three jobs all the time, getting these fat checks, don't get me wrong, but I was so used to getting that every week. It was 100% a shift because I'm doing all this work and I wasn't seeing the fruits of the labor as fast as I wanted to and not as secure a job is. And that was a big thing for me. And I love the fact that I was able to live on the business credit because just that little $11,000 lasted me all those months. I was paying rent with this, buying things with this, and I was still doing stuff. I wasn't doing much because I was locked in, but I was still going to give food and doing this and doing that. I'm in the city. Of course, I'm going to go eat. That food be fire. So it was really like the basis around it and what it opened me up to. $11,000 at 0% for a year gave me the ability to move to a new place, meet new people, get into a new industry, learn a new skill set that I do have. I still have the knowledge on how to stop foreclosures, how to do wholesale deals, how to do all these different things. Because at the end of the day, I did make profit from my labor. It just took time. I think I did around 3 to 4 deals, got some assignment fees, probably around the $15,000 to $20,000 mark after everything was said and done. The reason why I say this lasted me 4 to 5 months is because after I learned the skill, after I did these things, I did come into a time where that money did not come fast enough. So I was at a point where I have to go back to work. And I do have my CDL as well. I'm a truck driver by trade, real deal trucker over here. Extremely blessed for that. I ended up going back to work, got a local job, and was working on my business part time because I needed those funds to come in a little bit faster because wholesale deals, real estate deals take time, things pop up, deals don't close. That's just how things go, right? I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to live without having a job and to focus on myself and learn all these different skill sets. And it's priceless. I mean, was I paid back over time? Of course, 100%. But it's not even the money that makes it good. What makes it good is what I was able to accomplish for myself and for others with an $11,000 credit card. This gave me the availability to do that. And everything I spent while I was living was paid off at 0%. Ever since then, guys, I've had jobs here and there. I've had a little trucking job here and there if I had to go back, whatever the case is. But I'm so stuck in a mode that's like, okay, how do I give myself some breathing room to bet more on myself and dive into my business to achieve more over time? The security feels nice, but why am I going to go be secure for 3, 4, 5 years when I can maybe be uncomfortable for 3 to 12 months and make way more money, especially when you have that confidence in yourself like I do. So, guys, that's how business credit changed my life. Now, we could sit here and we could talk about how it gave me the availability to go buy a property and invest into real estate deals and do all these different things. I just wanted to cover the basis first because everything else there will be more videos for, there will be more story times, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to make these too long. But originally the start of it changed my life, guys. It gave me that confidence, it gave me that availability, and it gave me that opportunity to learn these things, do these things, and get to where I'm at today. And I'm extremely blessed for that. The craziest part is I got these business cards back in the day completely by accident, just by applying. And now it's like I have a whole method behind it. I've done it. I know the data points. That's why I said it was kind of ironic because I didn't realize the gold mine I had when I originally got my credit cards. Not everybody starts a new LLC and funds their business for $20,000. Do you know what you can do with $20,000 with the right plan, guidance, and ideas? That's crazy. The biggest problem any entrepreneur has is capital. When you can get access to that capital and deploy it immediately with a plan, you're going to take over. That's how it works. But that's it for the video, guys. Just want to hop on here, tell you how 0% credit cards changed my life essentially, and how they're still changing my life to this day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you have any story like this or if you want to share anything, and be sure to tap that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.